Ooh, welcome everybody. We're live. It's another case of the Mondays. Another Monday, another week. We all have to start it somehow, right? So why not start it here? This is our weekly installment of Case of the Mondays with Hagen Hill Design. If you don't know us yet, I'm Jake. This is Katie. We have two different last names, two of them. Figure out which is which. It's up to you. Tonight we have a special guest. He's going to be on all night with us. Well, not all night. An hour. We only get an hour, so I should probably bring him on. Our guest tonight is M&C Aquatics, our very own. Check him out. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
What's
Mike.
going on?
Hey guys.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
So as usual, as everybody does, if there's some audio problems, even video, let us know in the chat. We'll try to keep up on it. Mike, how was your Monday?
Oh, it's actually going pretty good
Yeah?
for once.
I know, right? A lot of people don't like them. Katie and I are spoiled because, we don't have to work on Mondays, so blah, 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 blah.
Well, I'm retired. I don't have to work any day. I don't want to.
Wow,
Must
Okay.
be nice.
in a game of rock, paper, scissors, you won on that one. I'm gonna put a banner up because I want to play with this stuff. So hello and welcome, everybody. Let's see who's watching. How many people are lined up to watch this stuff? I see Weiwei was here. He still is.
Well, there's
Curtis.
Jeff Kane and Curtis and
Oh, look at this.
Huawei.
I'm gonna show.
Jeff
I'm
Cullen?
gonna show this. This is special. This is my daughter Emily. She is watching with us tonight. She's all the way across the state. We're like in the very top of the state. Maybe not quite. We're a county away from the top of Wisconsin. My daughter's all the way down at the bottom in Platteville. She's going to college and she's very smart, doing her best, and oh my gosh, I love her. She's watching the show tonight. Everyone say hi to Emily the best you can. That girl is working so hard in college right now. It's great. I love you, Emily.
And there's Mike B and Aquatics.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Curtis.
Mike B is here. Awesome.
Hey, Jeff Kane.
Was that this morning? Mike B was doing his live stream and we
Oh.
were eating breakfast, watching him play guitar,
Sam says,
and
no.
I had to I'm like, I want to play guitar too, so I like grabbed my guitar and I think I'm gonna try and cover your songs, Mike, if that's okay.
I was
wanna
in
try
a-
that out.
Stream not too long ago. Mike B was in on TikTok, and I think I was the only one in there. We were talking guitars and music and a few other things. Pretty talented guy.
I think so. I thought it was funny because I told him to just do it or just play, and he wasn't playing. He was noodling around, and he was like, maybe this will sound okay, and finding every excuse to not just play the song. And I could relate because I do the same thing.
Yep.
And
I
usually
used to play.
Katie or my cousin, whoever's watching, they're like, just play, on with it. And so it was cool to see him play like that.
Yep. That's one thing about it. You got to practice.
I practiced a lot more when I was younger, I guess, and it doesn't take me as long to get back into the swing of things when I play, but it's always that, oh my gosh, I haven't used my fingers for a while kind of moment. That,
Yeah, I've got arthritis in mine real bad, so I can't really fret the strings like I used to.
Sam says, I don't believe that's your daughter. She's way too good looking.
well, that's that's subjective. You should have clicked on the comment. Well, I have DNA tests to prove it actually in my file cabinet. So.
Hey, Jeff Bellum. Laser.
Red lasers on? Good. Good. Oh, and Sam put a link up for Emily's page. You used to have more on there, Emily. I think you took down a video that was on there. You were singing a song with your sister, and I loved it so much, but I don't see it on there anymore.
I'm going to drop a link for M&C Aquatics for any of you that haven't seen his page. If you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome.
I don't really have a lot on there. It's just mainly shorts.
You know, my favorite video of yours, Mike, is it counting heads? Head count.
The head count with my cat.
Yes, that's adorable.
Yeah, that's got the most views out of any of them. She does that every morning. She goes from tank to tank to tank.
Has she ever jumped in your tanks?
No, she never jumped in. She'll jump up on them and lay on them because I've got them covered, but she'll get up there once in a while and sleep. And one of my Oscars, she'll sit and kind of tease him, but that's about it.
Well,
I didn't have her when I had my dove eye. I had my other cat that passed away, and he would actually get on top of that tank and hang his tail over the end where that dove, in the tank where that dove eye would try and grab his tail. He got him once and pulled him in, but
he's fishing.
Yeah,
Cat
he
fishing.
was. But that dove eye was bigger than him, so.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's get into it, shall we? We got a few topics we want to talk to Mike about. A lot of you guys know him. You've probably known him longer than we have. But we're going to learn about him a little bit and share this getting to know Mike with you guys. So, one of our first topics here is some fish keeping background. Mike, how long have you kept fish? Like,
I've had fish since I was 7 years old, and I'll be 54 next month. And
wow.
I've had tanks almost the entire time. I took about a 2-year break from them, and got back into the hobby about probably 4 years ago.
Okay, so when you what kind of different fish have you kept during that time? Like the beginning time, and
I've had everything from goldfish to tetras to monster fish to.
What was one of your first fish that you kept? Like when you started getting interested?
When I was 7 years old, my first tank that I had looked like a gumball machine. I can't remember the company that made them, but it was like a 4.5 gallon dome on the top. And it had under gravel filter in it. And we're like on a gumball machine, you'd put the coin in and turn it to get the gumball. You'd turn that and it lit it up from the bottom.
Cool.
The fish I had in that, I think, was Danio's, black skirts, and I think there was some Serpes in there.
How many gallons do you think that?
It was probably 4.5, maybe 5 gallon.
Back then, there were no rules of how many
That's
things.
a big gumball machine.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
Not the little tiny thing that
no.
5 gallons was big.
Back
That's
then,
cool.
there was no rule of thumb of how many fish to
No,
gallons.
Whatever
No,
happened
back
to
then.
that? Whatever happened to that aquarium? Do you know?
I still had. I lost track of it years ago.
Yeah.
Hell, for all I know, my mom may still have it.
Right. It's one of those things that just kind of slips through.
Yep. And I went from that, I moved up to a 20 tall metaframe tank.
Okay.
And had box filters, and I think in that I had gouramis and angelfish, and I think tiger barbs.
Wow. I'm actually very impressed about the selection of fish that was around. I'm not trying to date you, please don't take it wrong. Back then,
Well,
to now, I'm 38, and just now I'm just getting used to how many species of fish that are around. And back when I was a kid, it was only goldfish for the most part.
We're kind of noobs here.
We had goldfish too. Well, they were mainly in the pond outside. We had koi. So.
How about right now? About how many indoor aquariums do you have?
Right now, I have 16. At one time, I had close to 130.
Wow.
And I had another 125 in storage.
Your 130, did you keep them in your house, or did you have...
Yeah, I had them, well, it was my garage at the time. And then my health started taking a turn on me. And my grandkids moved away because they were helping do all the maintenance. And I decided I better downsize.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I can imagine. That's about 6 more than we have right now, and 2 of ours are actually empty. So that
I have
the
one
amount of
that's
work
empty.
that I have now and try to do 16,
Yeah.
we would need some more help.
Yeah, I have one that's empty at the moment.
It's always good to at least have one, right? You never know.
Yeah, it's mainly a hospital tank.
It's like anytime we take a trip down to Rice Lake, where our so-called local pet store is, I would tell Jake, make sure we have a hospital tank, because we're going to come home with fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's we try not to, but it's just something about you go to the fish store. So far, we don't go that often, but every time we have, there's something that catches our eye. And
there's days I'll go to either one of my big ponds and just take a net, and then I'll just scoop up like gambusia or whatever I can catch right there along the bank.
Yeah.
Fish are just interesting, and they're awesome to watch. They're great therapy. I'd rather watch fish tanks than our TV.
I haven't watched cable TV in probably 15 years.
I haven't had cable in a long time either.
Nothing really worth watching anymore.
No, it's not the same.
Nope, not the same at all.
No,
I think I watch more YouTube than anything.
Yeah, that's me. But not when you can sit in your fish room and you're surrounded by, free entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the amount of time this building that we're in is outside building. The amount of time we spend in our house is usually for eating, cleaning laundry, or taking a shower, or sleeping. And other than that, we spend most of our time out here. Or at work.
Yeah, work.
Well, you guys got that greenhouse going too, don't you?
Yeah, we do. 12 by 40. We built it last year. Took practically the whole spring and summer and into the fall. But hopefully this year we can get a lot more done in there, and planting. Get our garden done in there early, so we have a longer growing season from other than July to October. So.
Right.
But we still did really well.
You could throw a few tanks in there and grow plants in there.
That's what Jake said.
Well,
but it gets so hot in there.
Well,
it gets
if we just
90
do plants,
plus
we don't
in
have to worry about. If we keep the fish element out, we'll see.
Yeah, if we keep the fish element
just use it as a plant farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to do aquaponics out there with fish, but for right now, until we figure out air circulation and keeping the temperature down, it's just going to cook the fish.
2 big exhaust fans at each end. Roll the sides up.
As long as they're solar powered. I got solar power out there, and that's the thing.
Oh yeah, you can buy inverters and do that.
It's all hooked up out there, but the capacity that I have gauged with what fans will install, that's kind of the next step on there.
Right.
But then we in the summertime, at least last year after we had the greenhouse set up, that was our morning routine. We went out with our cups of coffee and went out to the greenhouse, sat down. And during the winter time, it's kind of in here. We come out every morning with our cups of coffee. The lights are turning on the timers, and we sit and watch our fish. So that's going to change in a little bit. And
well, they're waking up when you're waking up.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's go on to our next topic, because we're I don't know, I'm looking at the time. I put it up there earlier, but some fish keeping methods, Mike. I think I already know that you are more into traditional methods, not high tech. I kind of want to know as a guideline as to what's your safe bet when you're setting up a tank. What kind of filtration? What do you like to do?
A lot of that depends on what kind of fish I'm going to keep there.
I was just going to say that. I was like, I know it depends on the fish, but do you like a more planted tank more than a bare tank for just having fish in it? Not talking about breeding or any of that, but
yeah, all my tanks have plants in them except for a couple. Even my under gravel filters tanks, they have plants in them. I've had them in there for years. Most of my filtration is all air powered. It's either under gravel, box filters, or sponge. I run a few hang-on backs, and that's just mainly to take the particulate matter out of the water.
For polishing?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Or a little bit of circulation in a tank where the fish kind of need the circulation. But otherwise, I just keep it pretty simple. It's what works for me. It's what's worked for me all these years. And it's kind of hard to, teach an old dog new tricks.
Hey, it works.
But I've had canisters, I've had sumps, I've had diatom filters, I've had overhead trickle filters. I've used probably all of them, and I just
it's not
always
for lack
back.
of trying.
No,
Right.
It's just I work back to what works for me the best.
And I like that because we like to try different things. And before we even had our channel, we did a lot of do-it-yourself stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either.
I've made filters out of those
water bottles, pop bottles.
Yeah, pop bottles, water bottles, Glad containers, with the red nails, poking holes in them, fitting
the
pumps on
extreme
there.
Food containers, the square ones. They make great box filters.
Right. I've done overhead things with PVC.
I've done those too.
I've found I've walked through like dollar stores before.
Oh yeah, you can find all kinds of stuff.
You see an end cap of these containers. I'm going to grab one actually. Hold on one second. I think I got one.
Yeah, I've made quite a few of my own filters and different things over the years.
Oh no. That got caught on Katie's foot.
But a lot of people aren't. Some of them aren't old enough to know what I'm talking about on diatom filters. Curtis will know. I think Jimmy would probably know. Jeff would probably know.
I think we've kind of watched a little YouTube thing on it before, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
So I came across this end cap in the dollar store, and it had tons of these. It's a 2-part container for food or lunch or something. I mean, one side, it's just a jar, plastic, but very, very rigid. And a separator. And in between, there's a little container like this.
Mm-hmm.
And another little jar. And it just sticks in there. Well, I ended up poking holes through all of it, firing up the old broken down solder gun that I won't use for soldering anymore, and poked holes all through this. I'm going to use this for like charcoal and put holes in
Filter
the end
floss.
of these. Yep. And I put like some rocks on this side.
Yep, to weigh it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And
basically you're building a box builder.
right. And I think I bought like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these things because they were just
You could also do that,
store.
and if you wanted to, instead of making it air driven, you could put a power head into it.
Well, that's how we did it. We had our power head from the water running into it with a hose and going through, and then an output, and had this above. And
Yeah, as long as it works.
This is an untouched one. I've got pieces of these that we were using, but like making our own filtration systems was always very intriguing.
And then
Yep.
when they worked, it was handy. It was
Yep,
cheap.
then when they work, it's like, okay, now I can do it on a bigger scale.
Yep.
Right. And that's kind of how we got started in this hobby again. I mean, Katie and I both have past with keeping fish, as most people do, but when we really got intrigued with was making our own systems to cure certain things that were happening. Like if we saw there was too cloudy of water, well, what do? And you do research. And for her and I, we were always people that were apt to try and make our own thing work, try to figure out a way on our own without going to the store and buying it.
Yep.
And that's just kind of how we are. So I kind of like the old traditional methods because I think that was kind of that baseline of innovation, not just the high tech, the big names, but like what actually works.
See, that's like with undergravels, everybody hates on them, but a lot of them say, well, the stuff that collects underneath them and all that, you try this once a month. If you pop that lift tube off and shove a hose down there like your gravel backing, you'll suck 90% of that stuff out. But if you have a deep enough gravel bed or sand bed on there, you really don't have a problem with it. I've got tanks that my grandfather had set up that have run for probably 25 years. And I broke them down when he passed away. I broke them down and I moved them, and there was very little detritus underneath of them.
I would think that it kind of breaks down within your substrate.
It does.
Yeah. And did you use a lot of gravel, or was it sand, or?
No, he had one that had gravel, and it was probably 2.5 inches thick.
Okay.
And then the other one, he'd laid fiberglass screen over the top of it, and then had a coarse sand over the top of that. And it worked real good.
I think the deeper the better with those type of filters for under gravel. Because people buy just enough to coat the very top of it and have bad results.
Or as Curtis said, you can use river pebbles with them too. Those work good too.
Well, we do have one that we got from a friend. He donated, well, I say donate, and it's being nice. I think he just got rid of his crap to us.
Right.
He's a good friend of ours. He gave us that tank back there. Well, I can't see it there. That old hexagon over there, and a bunch of heaters, and an under gravel filter that's got 4 outputs. And
yep.
I'd like to try it sometime. You know, it's one of those.
Well,
things
if I can be any help with you on it, I'll be glad to help you with it.
Well, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like Jake said, we love to experiment, so.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
that's what it's all about, learning and trying different things. Like,
But it's
we have
never
a-
at the cost of the fish.
we have, oh,
Never,
Yeah.
ever.
well, it's, you gotta closely monitor, or,
Monitor everything.
yeah. You
Yeah.
watch your fish. It's not like testing, oh, a bunch of fish died, whatever.
I rarely ever test my water.
It's not testing the water, but like trying different things and making sure, watching the fish, looking at
They'll
them,
give you
paying
hints.
attention to them.
Yep,
Yeah,
their
they'll give you
behavior.
hints.
Like our hospital tanks back here had a slight ammonia elevation. Jake caught it. We fixed it. You know,
It's because they
everything
were
was fine.
new.
They were new
They were-
tanks.
We bought
So.
fish on a spur of the moment, had to set up a tank. You know you're going to get ammonia spikes. Even if you dump in bacteria,
Yep.
you're going to
Guaranteed.
get those ammonia spikes, and within a day, they'll
Guaranteed.
jack up, and you gotta change the water until they're stable. But we just like different methods. Like, have you watched much of like the father fish stuff, the deep sea?
Oh yeah,
fish?
I've tried it. I've tried doing his type of tank 3 different times, and it didn't end well all 3 times.
Did you do the recipe yourself, or did you buy it from him?
I pretty well used his recipe and made it myself. It gets
Okay.
expensive.
Right. I'm sure you saw the video Katie and I did when we kind of went out and got the things that we needed and mixed up our own dirt. I
Right.
watched probably 3 or 4 of his videos that explained the process and got a general idea of how many measurements. Because some of his stuff, he says, well, put a cup of this in, and you know he's grabbing more than a cup. He's just like
Oh, yeah.
scooping this.
Like when he
huge
says
a
to
quarter cup,
only
and it's this big.
like when he says only put the roots in an inch deep, and you watch him do it, and he's shoving them almost all the way to the bottom.
Right, right.
Hey, I'm guilty of that when I planted the tank, so, and my plants are just fine.
So we just kind of got a general list of the things that supplements, I guess he calls them,
Yeah.
ingredients,
Yep.
and kind of used it as a guideline, but at the same time, I think we kind of lucked out, maybe.
Right.
But ours is doing well, but it's not exactly one of his tanks because, you know, we use a hang on the back. We had a canister on there.
I think in one of his latest videos where he was setting up a tank at that new shop he's got, he was using a hang-on back on it.
Yeah, he was. The one he put in front of the window there.
Speaking about cheap stuff and good deals and whatnot, Passing Wind's been kind of chit-chatting here about the Timu filter that we have and how it's doing. It's doing awesome. And he's kind of jealous because he doesn't want to sign up for Timu, but he wants the good deals.
Hang on, I'm having a little trouble here.
No problem. I don't blame you about the Timu thing. I've been fighting it, and just so you know, don't let them suck you in right away. They're gonna have games and spinning prizes.
Yeah,
and
they're
all
going to say
sorts
it's
of-
free and
you know,
coupons
you
for
can
Timu, and
Get
it's
1 free item now, and if you pick out 4 more items, you get 6 more free, and you can choose from this list, and it'll just like draw you in right away.
Yeah, and then when you get
It's,
the bill, it's like,
It wasn't so bad.
no,
There's a lot
30,
of good
40 bucks
deals
on their
on
end,
there.
but
Just
we got free products and
don't
whatever.
get into the whole games thing, though.
Yeah, forget
Because
the games. It's all a
They will
sham.
constantly
Yep.
offer you discounts on whatever. Just keep ignoring it. Check it out. It's actually surprisingly, I thought was very quick from the source.
To receive product, you mean?
Yeah.
It's
Within
they
a
say
week,
anywhere
usually,
from
on
7
average?
to 12 business days to receive your product, and the only reason that's the way it is because it's got to go through customs.
now
Well,
does the
it's-
construction on that filter seem pretty good?
Yes,
Oh my gosh, yes.
it's like top quality. I was rather impressed.
It's very, very good. The only problem I had is that the tubing It says PVC on the side and everything, but it's all gray.
It looks more
You
like
grab-
CPVC.
Right. Well, you
It
grab
does, and
any
it's
of
not
the
as thick as
US
CPVC.
PVC stuff, it does not fit at all. It's completely.
It's more metric PVC at the end, if anything.
Is that a thing?
Because, yeah, it is a thing.
Made overseas, yeah, probably would be.
Right. I mean, the thicknesses of the pipes aren't the same as getting stuff around here, and it's the elbows and whatever is not the same.
Yeah.
But it's very rigid, and the construction of the boxes and everything are really well done.
They're heavy duty,
funky odor,
like
nothing
Rubbermaid
like that.
plastic. It's not like your cheap, thin plastic from Dollar Tree or anything like that.
Oh,
The fittings are pretty much the same way. Just don't clamp them with pliers, Jake, like you did on the one.
there was, yeah.
You'd risk cracking it.
Well, it
Yeah.
turns white because like it's thinner.
It's stressed and
If you
it's
put
thinner,
much
yeah.
stress on it, like any plastic, you push too
Yeah.
much and it kind of.
Yeah.
It's thinner than our traditional PVC, so
Yeah, between PVC, CPVC, your gray PVC or your mobile plumbing or even your EMT for electrical, it's like half the amount, if not a quarter of the amount on different PVCs. So you're not going to find any fittings local. You'll have to order them online if you wreck them. It's about the only downfall.
Or retrofit something else to it.
True.
Yep.
Redneck it.
Well, that's what we always do is like make it our own. I'd like to switch topics again. I don't know if we talked much, Mike, so far. What kind of fish do you keep right now?
Kind of fish do I keep right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, currently.
I've got a little mixture of everything. I've got everything from tetras and Oscars, rainbow fish, limia. Got a little bit of everything. I even got a few goldfish.
Do you have any favorites?
No, not really.
No. Good.
Do you have any dream fish that you don't have right now?
Yeah, I want to get some of the Yucatan sailfin mollies
Ooh.
and some gideids.
Are you all, as far as your tanks go and your setups, do you have any projects in mind or anything that you?
Yeah,
on?
I'm gonna start another tank here before too long. That I think I'm gonna do it just all native.
What size is that tank?
But that's about the only thing I think I've got planned right now as far as tanks. So
What size is the tank?
the one I'm gonna set up,
Yeah.
it's a 30
Okay.
tall.
I like those tanks, actually. Is that the same as considered like a 29, or like what
Pretty
we have
much.
on our Tetras? back
Pretty
in the
much
day?
same thing as a 29.
Okay. When you keep fish together, do you have a do you do it by species or do you do like community tanks at all? Where there's a mixture of fish?
I've got community tanks, and then I've got kind of a mixture. I've got community tanks, and then I do have some species only tanks too.
What are some of your species only tanks that?
Mainly it's like my tiger limia and just some gambusia that are just keeping the tank cycled.
There's certain reasons to have species only for you, or is it they don't get along, or are you trying to do something else?
Well, the limias they're I they were kind of endangered, and I just kind of keep them separate. They're fun to watch anyway on the species only. Plus, you get a better behavior out of them than you would in a community tank.
I see. We've been tossing around an idea of doing just angelfish tank. Just because they've been breeding lately here, and they don't seem to get along with other fish when they're doing that. Have you ever kept an angelfish only tank? Or have you kept angelfish
No,
in general?
not angels only. No,
No.
I might one day though. You never know.
Well, we might have too many and we'll have to ship them over to you.
Yeah, they were getting down to the spawning dance today again, and it's about time since we pulled the last leaf out. So, of course, they didn't do it while we're home.
Right.
So hopefully
They
they'll
never
do
do.
it before we go to work tomorrow, and we can grab the leaf and throw it in the other tank with the other babes. So,
I'm going to throw on a Katie view for everybody that likes Katie so much. There's Katie Cam.
But I've kept everything pretty much from shell dwellers and Malawi cichlids. I've had a few Victorians. I've had all kinds over the years.
So, what's your experience in goldfish? Is it just kind of a nonchalant? Have you ever had a real love for goldfish? Or,
Mainly I've just kept them in ponds.
yeah. Well, that's
I'll
fine.
grow them out for a while in here. I'll grow them out, and then when they get big enough, I'll move them out to the pond.
oh, I thought you were going to say you eat them.
Oh no!
Ours are eating
When
size.
they get too big for the pond I have here, I move them to the bigger pond.
There you go. At least you have another pond to move them to, so.
I got another one now too.
Well, that's kind of how we started with them a lot too, because we thought koi were awesome fish. I've never had one. We've never had koi.
They get big.
I know, but there's a lot of care and they're very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so we found an alternative to koi was to get some goldfish. So that's kind of how we got back into this hobby, is keeping goldfish.
Yeah.
And we put them in our ponds, and they've just been very interactive, very fun to feed. They do really well, at least during the warmer months here. We bring them inside, and I encourage anyone that wants an alternative to koi fish. I guess that'd be the closest thing, wouldn't you think, Mike?
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to try koi sometime, but we're gonna.
I'm
I've
a
got
little
one out.
afraid.
I got one out here in a 300 gallon that I need to move because it's due to go to a bigger pond.
Well, let's move on to the next subject since we're almost there. And this is one I wanted to really talk to you about. Is ponds, pondscaping, any of that stuff. I think you've told us in the past you got a multi-acre pond.
I have one that's an acre and a half. And then the other one that's 24,000 gallons.
Did you? So the big pond, is it lined? Is it just dug out? Was it natural?
It's natural pond. They're natural ponds.
Awesome.
They came with the property.
And you try to stock different fish in there.
There's fish in them.
What kind of fish do you keep in them?
Oh, they've got everything from bass to, I think the one I just got, it's got paddlefish in it. There's all kinds of catfish, crappie. I don't know what all really.
Have you ever swam in your ponds?
No,
Oh boy, that would be my dream if I had ponds that big.
You could in them two, you could easily.
Well, that's what I was thinking we would do with that
The
that
700
blue.
gallon one.
We
Oh,
bought
our
that blue
pool?
stock tank that for a swimming pool for us.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring it inside here, put some fish in there, and we can wade around with them. Come on.
Jeff Kane, mainly the only goldfish I have right now are the comets, and I've got a few fancies, and I have one shabunkin.
No, that one's inside, right?
Yeah, they are right now. They're not big enough to go outside. Shabunkin won't go outside. I've got 2 black moors too, but they're going to remain inside.
Yeah, Katie and I are big fans of black moors. We only had one, and he was special to us. And hopefully we can get another 1 or 2 very soon. Right, Jeff? Maybe? It all depends if Jeff got some blackmore fry. You saw that, didn't you?
Right. Foxy has black boar. Used to have black boar. I don't know if she still does or not, but she did.
They're really cool. I like that one a lot that we had. It was special to us, and like a lot of fish do, they don't make it. For about a year, and something happened.
Well, there's one I've got. He's almost 4, so.
Nice.
The rest of our goldfish are about that old.
Yeah.
So.
And they're going
And they're
on
about panfish size for the most part. The 2 OGs.
The OGs?
Yeah. See, my OG that I've got as far as goldfish is actually a koi, and it's in the pond down at my mom's, and it's pushing 20 years old now.
That's really cool.
And I think he's close to almost 3 foot.
Really?
Holy cow.
That's huge.
We want to see pictures.
I can get them. That's no problem.
Definitely.
That would be awesome to see.
I've actually got to drain that pond down a little bit here before long and do a little work on the bog filter. So,
have you ever done above ground ponds, stock tank ponds, anything like that?
yeah, we took one of the metal frame pools. Swimming pools got the metal frame around them. We used one of them one year for a pond.
What kind of fish did you keep in those? Or just same goldfish, or?
We started out with my dove in there.
Okay.
And it wouldn't matter what I put in there, he killed it. So that was kind of a holding tank until we got the 310. The 310 at the time set up.
I think that we've got aspirations of doing some more like indoor stuff, since there's so much.
No, I don't have the room. I don't have the room right now to do that anymore.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand, at least here, because we have our outdoor stuff, and what are you going to do with them when winter comes? I mean, we're in northern Wisconsin. September gets us a little
goldfish
bit
and koi, I leave them out year round. Like I was saying earlier, this pond out here had 2 inches of ice on it, and they're just fine. As long as you got some circulation in there, they do just fine.
Our 2 foot stock tank, that's 2 foot deep, that's going to freeze through and through in the winter time here.
Yeah.
Right. If you'd bury that partly in the ground, you wouldn't have to bring them in, as long as it's at least below the frost line.
I suppose we'd have to put it in the ground instead of above. And
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
As long as they can get to the bottom.
There might be gas lines and.
If we're out in the countryside, well, we had the greenhouse, we had our.
The greenhouse was
marked.
clear, but the rest of it wasn't.
They marked our whole property. There's nothing there. We might be able to dig down.
You're gonna have to shovel it all, Jake. Sorry.
I know
My
some
shoulders
people.
won't take it.
I know some people with some equipment. I don't have to dig it all by hand. Although it'd be a good life experience. I suppose.
About 3 or 4 scoops with a bobcat, or a backhoe, you'd be okay.
Right. We'll just trim it out with a hand shovel. It'll be fine. What are we at now? 45 minutes? That's perfect, because I want to do some Q&A time. I've asked you plenty of questions, Mike, but I want to find out from people that are watching the live stream in the comments section, if that's okay with you.
That's fine with me.
Let them ask some questions. Anyone got a question, we're going to check out this live chat, find something that catches our eye. We'll throw it on the screen and see if Mike's got an answer for it.
Emily says make you dig it.
What's that?
Emily says to make you dig the hole for the pond.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Make him dig it. You know? I wouldn't expect anything else.
Us girls kind of gang up on Jake when we're together, so.
For sure. Who's got a question for Mike? Anybody? They're all talking about their cell phones. It must be Sam leading that up since he bought a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Can't seem to figure it out.
Sam's not careful. That new artificial intelligent phone will take over.
Right? Yeah, AI technology is ridiculous nowadays.
Really?
You go anywhere and it's like, okay, you want to do this in AI, you want to do it regular. It's all fake. And it fools everybody.
I found in like typing email, I haven't done email much until we started getting involved with like Fish Fam and all you guys.
Right.
And so I've been doing a lot more email, and I've been finding like I type one letter and it knows what word I'm going to
That's called
type.
predictive
Usually.
text.
I know, but just like 1-2 letters.
Yeah, because
And
it's used to you on your phone.
It just sees the words behind. It's like how, and it's like knows if I'm saying "are you" or whatever.
No,
I'm just not used to seeing
typed
that
enough
pop
on your
up.
phone or your computer, it knows everything. So
I think I'm going to type an email sometime where I just hit the tab button and just let it
It's
do
Big
all-
Brother watching.
auto-populate all the words for me until it's like a paragraph long and see what comes up from that. They're always watching. Sam wants to know if I can turn my brain off now. Yeah, yes, you can.
anybody have any questions for Mike or for us? Or, I know you guys have probably known Mike longer than we have. But we were totally privileged to have him on tonight. And if you can think of anything that you may have been having issues with that he may know anything about, it would be awesome if you could put your comments in the feed here, and then we can put them up on the board and everybody can see, what he has to say.
It doesn't have to be about fish, really.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about fish. It could be personal. If he wants to answer or not, it's up to him.
What's your favorite kind of shirt, Mike? What do you like to wear? T-shirt, button?
I wear a lot of long sleeve shirts.
Yeah? But you're in Kansas, right?
Yeah. I'm on the opposite side of the state of Scully.
I knew that he was in Kansas, too. Oh,
Yep.
That reminded me. I wanted to show something.
There you go. There's one for you from Jeff Kane.
Jeff, I wish I could travel that far. Otherwise, yeah, I'd go to Wisconsin again.
It's a good place, definitely in the summertime.
Yep.
We have a lot of fun here. And everybody knows it, too. Like, we get a little window of time to, like, enjoy the weather. And so when you go to Wisconsin in the summertime, it's all the time we have the best of it. Our Aquatic Universe says favorite guitar.
That would be a toss-up between my Washburn or my Dean Dime from Hell.
I had a Washburn acoustic. It was my first, like, real brand new guitar. My parents bought it for me. Honestly, I was expecting a Fender Strat. That's what I really wanted. I think they probably knew better than to
The
make
Strats
than
are
make
nice,
noise
but
like that.
like Mike B, he's got that Telecaster. I actually like the Tellies better than I did the Strats.
As
The
I've
necks
gotten
on them.
older, I've learned to really like the Telecaster.
Yeah.
But that Washburn though was a good guitar. I had it for a long
Yeah.
time. I accidentally stepped on it at a fire. We were
And
having
break the headstock on it.
oh gosh, no, it was worse than that. Like, so group of guys, 18, 19 years old, 17, some of them, were having a fire. I was playing guitar. We're all having fun. I set it down on my bench. Everything's dark outside except for the fire. Everyone's been drinking, including myself, and I lost track of where it was, turned around, and stepped right in the middle of that thing.
Ooh.
I was devastated, so much so that I like was angry at the same time. I took the whole thing and threw it in the fire. My friend, he's like, no, no, and he tried like pull it out of there, and it's like it was
Yeah, too
already
late by
busted.
then.
The next morning, I pulled out the metal parts and stuff, and I think I made an arrangement on the table and did some like still life photography of it. I'll try and find those pictures sometime, but I miss that guitar. It was just straight up acoustic, kind of a plain Jane cheap guitar. But it was good.
It done the
sounding.
trick though.
Yeah, it was hard to change. I think I tried 2 other acoustics since then, and they just weren't the same as that one. Who else has got a question? Jeff Kane says, when is your interview with Mexicali?
It probably won't be for a while. I want to get all the rest of this medical stuff done that I'm having done, and then I'll do that one with Jorge.
My daughter says that she likes the guitar case more than the guitar. You know, I got a guitar case covered in stickers, and I just received a very awesome gift in the mail. I can't show the other side. This has got addresses on there. A good friend of mine sent me a care package. Check that out. Skull Aquatics sent me a care package of stickers, and this is before I became a member of Vibes.
Yep,
And,
I got a few of those.
I don't want to get you in trouble, Curtis, but hey, guess what, Vibes? I scalped a couple stickers. I got 2 of them. 2 of them. I didn't have to pay for them. I didn't have to be your member. I didn't have to, but you know, I'm your member anyways, because I love you. But I got a couple each of these. I'm going to throw these on my guitar case, probably make a short of it because, you know, we're YouTube junkies, but
Yep.
I love stickers, you guys, and we're going to make our own sometime soon. I was looking at different sites that you can order them from. We're going to tweak our logo a little bit, and I've just been kind of a sticker junkie.
Passing wind, I had a Gibson Flying V2 way back in the day. It was black and with a silver pick guard.
Any other things we can put on the screen? Oh, because Passing Wind had the Flying V. I love those Flying Vs.
Did you take it down?
Yeah, it was Emily's
No, it
comment.
wasn't.
Oh, did I take down someone's question without? Okay, I'm gonna let Katie take over for a second because
Nature calls.
nature calls.
Any other questions for Mike, for ourselves, or anyone else? been a terrific guest on our channel tonight, and we couldn't have asked for anything more. We are very appreciative for you coming on, as always, and we're very grateful to have your friendship.
Katie, I can't even hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, I was letting everybody know if they have any more questions for you or us, or get them on here so we can have more Q&A. And as always, we are very appreciative for you coming on and being our friend.
No problem.
Passing wind, or Wayway says a comment for you.
Eventually. Once I get some of these medical procedures done, then yeah, probably.
Since Jimmy asked a question back in the chat, let me go back and look for it quick.
Face reveal. What did I walk into?
I wonder that myself sometimes.
Okay. My mouse
Hey Mike,
isn't wanting
do
to
you
work.
do you have any words of wisdom or anything that you can offer us or people watching that find keeping fish to be kind of an integral part of their life? What
Oh,
is that intricate kind of a question?
take care of your fish, take care of yourselves. If you ain't got your health, you don't really have anything.
Yeah, we should probably use our fish as a mirror sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think that we as people sometimes will take care of other things well before ourselves, and if we can't take care of ourselves, then we can't be there to take care of other people or other things or other living creatures.
Jimmy P, for that one,
Yeah.
I would suggest just buying them a kit tank, let them pick out whatever gravel their decorations they want, and go from there.
I like the idea of
Introducing kids.
keeping things kind
Well,
of
that's what I
simple
did
for
with
them.
That's what I did with both my grandkids. The oldest two, they had their own tank. I let them, 10 gallons each. I let them pick out what gravel or whatever they wanted in it. Let them decorate it, set it up, and then kind of got them, explained to them, we had to cycle the tank and then we could get fish. And
Right. Letting them find the things that they enjoy.
Yep.
And not just, like, well, that's dumb. You don't want a bunch of pink and yellow and blue gravel in there. They like that. That's bright and colorful, or whatever they want to set up.
That makes it more of their own.
Interest. Right.
Lets it be more of their own. Mm-hmm. Local clubs, no.
We don't either, so don't feel bad.
No, we don't have any.
We were thinking about trying to start one. I don't know. I mean, we know a few people around the area, so I don't know what even starts.
The nearest one to me is like 2.5 hours, almost 2.5, 3 hours away.
Yeah, that's not worth driving that far. If you could do like a live stream like we're doing right now, that'd be fine.
That's what I think. Some of this is like a club to us.
Yeah, to
Pretty
us,
much.
this is our club.
Yeah. Just kind of the same people coming around, talking, chatting about stuff that pertains to the hobby. We learn from each other. Why not? Because it's not always readily accessible to everyone to gather into a building.
Nope.
And it used to be that was the only way. And since we
Yeah,
have this,
that books.
yeah, well, we have this tool at our disposal, and why not use it?
Yep.
Well, we've gone.
There's so much information you can get now that we couldn't get back then that it's crazy.
For sure. For certain. And that's not just fish, it's anything. Really. Anything that you
Yep.
want to get into, you can find it, and that's a wonderful thing.
That you can.
We're hoping that at least with our stuff we can get into fish keeping as far as a subject goes. Fish keeping subject, plants, gardening. I think it's all kind of interconnected as far as having a natural elements in our life. I think fish keeping is all part of that. It's kind of the wonder of keeping fish is seeing something natural occur. I don't know if that's the way everybody feels. Maybe some people feel that they're just ornaments, but there's something about keeping fish that really touches on that whole natural growing environment. It's much like a garden.
Yep, you're right.
Mike, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know we're at 2 minutes past an hour, and we could probably go a little bit longer, but I was trying to keep everything scheduled to be in this time slot
For
because
others.
there's other people that want to do live streams, and some of you watching right now, you might want to go and watch
Well,
some of those.
thanks for having me up.
Really
Yeah,
appreciate.
had a good time.
Yeah?
Yep.
Wasn't horrible?
Oh, no.
We thank you.
Piece of
Mike.
cake.
Yes,
Yeah.
we thank you very much for coming on again. Like, we can't thank you enough. You were the first one to step up and say something about coming on to our first live to have a special guest. And again, we are overwhelmed with
Just the people, the support.
the people,
that we
the
have.
support we have, and how many people show up to our lives, and just how many people we've met and become friends with. And like we said, it's kind of our club, and we kind of hope you guys feel that it's
All
your
of
club.
all of our club. It's not something that we've done. We're just coming on the scene, really.
Yeah, the fish family's got a lot of people.
It's good
And there's
to get
channels.
to know all of them.
There's channels that most people don't even know about that some of us are finding every day.
Yeah, I did find a couple the other day that I did not know about, by the way. And they're actually pretty awesome.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Extra thanks to Mike. It doesn't do it justice, a little bit of time that we're giving you to say thank you, but really from the bottom of our hearts,
Yeah.
I'm glad to get to know you a little bit more, man. It's good, and I hope that as time progresses, we're going to get to know you a little bit more.
Oh, I'll be
And
around.
interact. Good, I hope so.
We wish you well tomorrow. We
Yeah.
won't go any further. We'll be thinking of you. And you have an awesome night.
You guys as well, and everybody else out there.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
We'll see you on the next one. And this is where I hit the end stream button, right?
Yeah.
It's right there. I'll click on it. Yeah.